6 o'clock on a Friday morning. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
Well, hey, happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday.
Let's celebrate. It's Friday.
And it's payday for some people.
Oh,
bless.
It's not payday for you?
We all work together,
We
Jeremy.
work together.
Yeah, it's payday. Yeah. Well, it's Friday morning, and I hope you're having a great one, guys.
Let's
take a
the
wild
giggles
look
today. Why are we so
You really
giggly?
do.
I don't know. It's
don't know.
Friday.
It's Friday.
That's
It's
why.
Friday. We're all a little bit excited. And we're taking you outside. This is a live look at some of the fog we've got. Good news is it started to lift in a few areas. The not so good news is it's likely to get a little more widespread as the sun rises this morning. So be ready for that. I do think we get rid of a little bit of that as we move through the day. Temperatures climb from the low 20s to the low 30s later on, but all in all, it's not too bad. 22 in Coeur d'Alene, 12 in Sandpoint, 7 in Deer Park this morning, mid-20s out in central Washington with a little more cloud cover. Visibility a little bit reduced out at the airport. Even if you make your way out toward Medical Lake, just know along Interstate 90 you'll encounter some of that fog. Visibility dropping a little here in Spokane, but what I think happens is as the sun comes up, we excite some of this frost, and that creates a little more patchy fog as we kick off the day. All in all, that's about it. It's about all we get to talk to. I think it's going to be mostly cloudy this afternoon, mostly cloudy tomorrow, and then we've got our next storm moving in as we get into the day on Sunday. So for now, here's what you need to know. As the sun comes up, it's going to be fog and low-hanging clouds. The sun will erode some of those, and by this afternoon, you'll see a few peaks of that sun, but it's just not going to quite be what we saw yesterday.
There are no real words of comfort you can offer to parents whose children were almost murdered in their high school hallway. There are no words for the kids to explain why this would happen. There are no magic words to help them heal or allow them to sleep soundly at night. I felt helpless that I could not help them.
Victim impact statements continued before the sentencing of Freeman High School shooter Caleb Sharp. Emotions filled the courtroom yesterday, just as fresh as the day of the shooting more than 4 years ago. By far, there were more students and parents in the court than any other day this week, and they gave some very emotional statements. Several of them told Judge Price they wouldn't be standing there if the shooter's rifle had not jammed on that day. A paraeducator who worked with the shooter since the first grade says she's never saw a hint of evil in him in all of those years. One parent told the judge there is not enough time on this earth for the shooter to repay for what he did. We also heard from a mom whose son nearly lost his life on that day.
No, Dad. Tell her not to come. Don't know if he acted alone.
That woman's son said he saw the shooter open fire. He described the shooter as having a look of evil in his eyes that showed he didn't care. That mother, like so many others, raced to Freeman High School on that day and says the sound of screams still haunt her. Victim impact statements continue on Monday, and KREM 2 will be in the courtroom every step of the trial. If you would like to hear more about victim impact statements or the next steps in the trial, you can text the word Freeman to the number 509-448-2000.
The man who allegedly groped one woman and one girl in Manitou Park is waking up in jail this morning. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez is joining us live from Manitou Park. So Nicole, can you tell us when exactly did this arrest happen?
Yeah, Channing, Spokane Police Department arrested that man around 2 p.m. yesterday afternoon. He is 26-year-old Devontae Hardin. So according to Spokane Police Department, Hardin works active duty at Fairchild Air Force Base. Spokane Police arrested him with the help of Fairchild's Office of Special Investigations. OSI detained Hardin before police officially arrested him. Hardin is charged with 2 counts of 4th-degree assault with sexual motivation. Those charges are considered gross misdemeanors. Spokane police say the max sentence for a gross misdemeanor is 1 year in jail. As of now, a judge set Hardin's bond at $1,000. Now, we did talk to neighbors who live around Manitou Park about the situation.
I don't think this should stop anybody from going to the park.
Yeah, it's an anomaly that very rarely happens.
Now, the assault happened January 20th in the morning. Police say Hardin allegedly grabbed two different women in a sensitive area and ran away. One of the women was an adult and the other was underage. The Spokane Police Department did say that they do not think any other suspects are involved in the assaults. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
It's time now for your morning rush. More news in less time.
Happening today, another new COVID testing site is opening up. It's going to be in the parking lot of Chaz Health's Denny Murphy Clinic in downtown Spokane. The other location is at Meade Union Stadium. At both locations, people get self-testing kits out of a kiosk.
This site was a priority from Spokane Regional Health District based on the patient population and the need for testing in this part of the county. Downtown Spokane, as you can imagine, is very highly populated. There are a lot of patients who are experiencing homelessness, and so they wanted a spot where patients could walk up, get tested very easily.
The downtown location will be open Tuesdays through Saturdays. The Meade kiosk will be open Wednesdays through Sundays. Appointments are encouraged but not required. More Washington National Guard members arrived at Providence Sacred Heart Medical Center. Providence reported 20 members of the Washington National Guard are now at the hospital. Guard members are helping in the emergency department, assisting with COVID-19 testing and other duties.
Spokane City Council member Jonathan Bingle is causing controversy at City Hall for refusing to wear a mask. Both Washington State and the City of Spokane have mask mandates for anyone who's inside public buildings.
This is about professional courtesy in the workplace, keeping all of us safe, keeping your constituents safe.
Bingle released a statement saying he is taking a, quote, principled stand against unconstitutional mandates that are more about government control than science, end quote. Public health officials continue to stress that masks are effective at slowing the spread of COVID-19. Well, Eastern Washington University has announced 4 finalists in the running to be their next president. The finalists include EWU's current interim president, the founding dean of WSU's College of Medicine, as well as UCLA's vice chancellor and Cal State San Bernardino's vice president for academic affairs. The number 2 Gonzaga men's basketball team back in the kennel last night, and the Bulldogs picked up another conference win, this time over Loyola Marymount, 89-55. Now they are 5-0 in conference play. Chet Holmgren led the pack with a game-high of 21 points, and Holmgren was also named to the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year watch list. That's your Morning Rush.
Next week begins the Year of the Tiger. We hear from the Seattle chef on the importance of family traditions and representation.
And the one thing to know about weather? Well, mostly cloudy today and tomorrow, but we've got a storm moving in Sunday that brings us our next chance of snow. We could wake up to a little Monday morning here in Spokane.
Time now for your wake-up call. It is almost time for the NFL Division Championships, and it's the Bengals versus the Chiefs and the 49ers versus the Rams. So we want to know this morning, which teams do you think are headed to the Super Bowl? You can text us your thoughts at 509-448-2000 or use the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. And don't forget that you can watch the Chiefs versus the Bengals game right here on KREM 2 at noon on Sunday.
But first, here's a live look outside. We say good morning to you, Inland Northwest. A big shout out to all of our viewers across our region. Happy Friday. I hope you have that Friday feeling today and make it a really great day. Let us know where you're watching from this morning and join us for more Up with KREM.